Computer vision is the field of computer science that focuses on creating digital systems that can process, analyze, and make sense of visual data, images or videos, in the same way that humans do. For example, a system trained to inspect products, watch a production asset, can analyze thousands of products in less than a minute, noticing imperceptible defects or issues for humans. Computer vision is used in industries ranging from energy and utilities to manufacturing and automotive. Scientists and engineers have been trying to develop ways for machines to see and understand visual data for about 60 years. Experimentation began in 1959 when neurophysiologists showed a cat an array of images, attempting to correlate a response in its brain. At about the same time, the first computer image scanning technology was developed, enabling computers to digitize and acquire images. In 1959, scientists developed equipment that allowed transforming images into grids of numbers, in the language machines could understand. And it's because of their work that we now can process digital images in various ways. One of the first digitally scanned photos was the image of the scientist's infant son. It was just a small 5 centimeter by 5 centimeter photo, captured as 30K pixels. In 1989, a young French scientist, Yann LeCun, applied a backpropagation-style learning algorithm. After working on the project for a few years, he released LeNet 5, the first modern convolution network that introduced some of the essential ingredients we still use in CNNs today. In 2006, the Pascal VOC project was launched. It provided a standardized dataset for object classification. The founders also ran an annual competition that allowed evaluating the performance of different methods for object class recognition. In 2012, a team from the University of Toronto entered a convolutional neural network model into an image classification competition, and that changed everything. The model, called AlexNet, similar to LeCun's LeNet 5, achieved an error rate of 16.4%, which overperformed all other methods at the time. This was a breakthrough moment for CNNs. However, convolutional neural networks have been around since the 1980s. So why did it take so long for them to become popular? Thanks to the development of graphics processing units, we can parallelize the computation and significantly reduce the time needed for computation. Also, it was around 2012 when large, labeled, high-dimensional visual datasets became available to the computer vision research community. These two factors helped CNNs to boost. Here are a few common tasks that the computer vision systems can be used for. The first common task is called object classification. The system parses visual content and classifies the object on a photo or video to the defined category. For example, the system can find a cat when presented with a first image. The second figure shows the task called object localization. This requires a bit more than the classification. Not only does the system need to generate the class label, it should also identify a bounding box that covers the detected object. The third figure shows the object detection task. This becomes more difficult as it requires the system to be able to process multiple objects in the image at the same time. The fourth task is called object tracking. It can be considered object detection over video. The system takes an initial set of multiple objects detected and then tracks each object as they move around frames in a video, while maintaining the identity of each object. Before we discuss how computers process images, we need to understand how images are stored in computers. A pixel or picture element is the smallest addressable element in the image. For each pixel, it is assigned a color when we are dealing with color images. Here we show an example of a grayscale image. In computers, the image is stored in a format similar to a table. Each row and column specifies a pixel, and each pixel is associated with a value representing the level of brightness. For grayscale images, the value to each pixel is just the brightness at each pixel. But for colorful images, each pixel contains 3 numbers representing the red, green, and blue values of each color. For simplicity, we will mainly discuss grayscale images in the following slides.